incredibly loud. So, as some of you know, I'm into shooting pre-charged pneumatic air guns, and I've been using a hand pump to fill the 50 caliber in my videos, and that gets about 3 good shots per fill. So you can imagine how much hand pumping I've been doing, which really sucks. And I've just been using a Benjamin hand pump, so that gets tired fast. So for $379 with shipping from China off of Amazon, I bought this. Now, I've read a lot of reviews online, watched a lot of videos online. One really good review on this is by the Slingshot channel, the guy that makes all the crazy stuff. He actually takes it apart completely to show you what's inside of it. And his only complaint was that the crankshaft didn't have a bearing on it. It was just a aluminum to steel shaft. So, but you could probably, if it broke, or if the hole got out of round, you could probably just take it to a machine shop and have them press a needle bearing in it for the proper size shaft and everything, I would assume. So not a big deal. A lot of these pumps US made are upwards of $2,000, if not higher. So, and then the shoebox compressor, you need another compressor to boost it, and from what I was reading on those, they're extremely slow, and they're for like 500 bucks used. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Now, I know it's Chinese made. Yes, I'd like to support the US, but at the same time, this was cheap, and it's like the cost of a hand pump, a really good quality hand pump. So why not give it a go, right? The one thing I don't like about it, obviously, which a lot of people don't like, is it is water cooled. So down here in the bucket, you can see water running out. It comes with the pump, comes with the lines and everything you need. This is the inlet outlet pressure gauge. This actually glows in the dark. I think it's glycerin filled, I can't really tell. It's got the port on the side. Temperature gauge on off switch. It does not come with oil, so I bought some 46 weight hydraulic oil, and you fill it up to where it's just, I probably overfilled it slightly probably, but it's probably going to need changed pretty quick, so I figured what the hell. Drain port, you want it to be about level with this red dot, which my red dot's kind of retardedly painted. It's not very good, so there's that. You have to put this breather in place instead of the cap with the tag that it came with. The instructions, pretty good English, but they're useless. I mean, it doesn't really even tell you much about safety precautions. It just kind of tells you about it. It doesn't really say that, put the bleed screws in, and it tells you which is inlet and outlet, which is good. And to put a seal on here, I just use Teflon tape. You got your burst disc, which these little discs here are extra burst discs. So, and it came with a bunch of extra O-rings and fittings and stuff. Little foam things that go in the fill tube, which are like filters, I guess. They're kind of like giant cigarette filters. I don't really like that. I might see if I can get a small inline dryer for it eventually, but these will work for now. Extra seals. The hose is in good shape. A lot of people say that they've had holes in theirs. This doesn't fit my standard Foster fittings, a couple of them. It bolts directly onto my Marauder fill port though, so I don't know how that works. It clips on there anyway, but it's kind of an odd size, so that might need to get switched out. I might take the one off my hand pump and see if it fits. Aside from that, it's pretty decent quality. Check all of your fittings when you get it to make sure everything's tight. And also, when I got it, this is, I'm guessing, your low pressure bleed and your low pressure pop off. This was finger tight. I could unscrew it without even using a wrench. And I noticed when I pulled it out that there were actually 2 O-rings in it. Here's the one O-ring that was stuck in that, and then there was one seated in there. So double check everything's tight, and maybe even pull stuff off. Make sure you don't have some O-rings jammed in there and stuff. Now all the high pressure lines, the stainless lines, that they appear to be stainless anyway, all of these were tight. I just double checked them just to make sure they were snug. Double checked the Allen screws. Those were fine. Gauge was tight. Check this, that was a little loose. Snug the burst disc up. And then you install these two thumb screws. I think you're supposed to put an O-ring in there, but like I said, I just use Teflon tape and it works fine. So that's kind of up to you. And then I think this is for the temperature thermistor right here. Now I've got well water here, so I'm kind of hesitant running this water through it, but the water is really cold coming out of the tap, so I never broke. I think it was like 20 degrees Celsius or something. 21.5 was the highest I saw while I was filling. And then when I turned it off, you basically, I just let this circulate so it cooled down again. It's up to 13.3, or down to 13.3. So I suck at metric and non-US measurements, so I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'm sure some of you can tell me, and you could always Google it, but whatever. So that's my review on it. It's actually really nice. I can flip it on here for you. It's not that loud. And you can hear the air coming out. The Marauder was at about just under 2,000 PSI, and it filled it up to 3,000 probably in about a minute or less. So that's pretty impressive. It fills pretty quick. The air tube did get warm, but it didn't get super warm or I'd be concerned about it, but that was pretty nice to fill it up for the first time without using a hand pump. And what else? So just get your bucket of water. It comes with the pump and everything and the two hoses, and I just let it circulate to cool it down. Now when you fill it, once you're up to your pressure, you don't just turn the machine off. You just crack your bleed valve here and vent the air out, and then you just leave it out, and then you shut the machine off. It said something in the manual. I'm assuming maybe it has something to do with pressure shock, to where when it has a lot of pressure and you turn it off, it might stop that piston abruptly or something like that. So make sure you bleed it and then shut the machine off. So there's that. I'm actually really happy with it. I'm looking forward to using it more. It's actually super compact compared to my hand. You can see it's pretty tiny. I'm just running it on a 110 outlet. Make sure if you order it and you want the 110 version, make sure it is in fact a 110. If you order the 220 version, it has an auto shut off. It's got like a switch here and a little dial you set on the gauge. So I don't have 220 anymore, so I wanted the 110, so that's what I went with. Shipping was fast. I got it in a couple weeks. Hilariously enough, I got it faster than a lot of stuff that I've been ordering within the US, which is kind of sad, but I don't know. So there you have it. It's got a little cooling fan back here. I think that's motor driven. What else can I tell you? That's about it. So I'll do some more reviews on this if you want to see more. I've also got a 90 cubic inch tank coming, so I can do a test on that, how long it takes to fill it to 4,500 PSI. So there you have it, and thanks for watching. Hope to bring you more pre-charged pneumatic air gun videos. Probably not a lot of car videos because I will be moving, so, but there you have it.